YouTube fam, what's happening? Welcome back to the channel and welcome back to the vlog. Alright you guys, so today we are replacing the cornering lights in my E90 M3. At the moment I have the halogens in there. You probably saw them in the video. When you turn the wheel, those halogen lights turn on and they look absolutely booty with all of my LED lights that I have going on. So we're swapping those out with some LEDs. This is the second time that I've tried to make this video. It's kind of a long story, but my FRM was in fact corrupt in this car, so I had to swap out the FRM with a new one so I could code out the warm and cold voltage monitoring so it wouldn't throw a code when I put in the LEDs. So if you swap out the halogens in this car for LEDs, it will throw codes because it's trying to find that halogen bulb. So now that I can use Bimmercode fully on this car in the FRM, I'm able to code out those kind of things. So what we're gonna go through today is I'm gonna show you how to install the actual new LEDs for the cornering lamps, and then I'm also gonna show you how to code in these LEDs so they do not throw errors for you. If you guys are interested in anything that we talk about here today, it is going to be linked down in the description. For these, I got them on Amazon. For all of the Bimmercode stuff, I use the VPeak OBD2 Bluetooth adapter. That will also be linked down below, as well as a discount code for you guys. So let's get into the video. All right, so these are H3 LED bulbs, and this is what they look like. They have this little wire coming off of them with a metal piece that we'll be using, and I'll show you how to do all of this. The way that we're going to be accessing that bulb is in here, because if you look, that is in fact where the bulb is located, right in there. So we need to remove this plastic piece and then we can get to it. In order to remove this, just take a trim tool and pry up. There's two little clips on each side. Once you pry those up, it should come off just like that. Set that right there. Those are my trim tool. And if you look right here, this is the actual wire going to the bulb we need to replace. So that is in fact the bulb right there. Now in order to remove that bulb, there's a little push pin. See that right there? So what you're gonna do is, you're gonna push that pin down and over, and you'll see it releases just like that. So we just wanna flip that all the way up and then remove the bulb. Be careful not to touch this in case you ever want to reuse it again. If you get oil or grease on it, it will go bad. From there, we just disconnect this piece from here, and to do that, you just pull, and it comes right out. So that's where our new little metal piece is going to be going into. And it's also important to note that if you look at each side of the metal housing for this bulb, one has like a circle, like a half circle, and one has almost like a half square. So that's going to kind of tell you which direction it needs to go in there. See how you have a circle on that side and a square on that side. So that'll tell you which direction it needs to go in. All right, so here is our new LED bulb. You see half circle, square. So that's how we're going to be inserting it. So there you can see how it fits nice and snug when you have it in the proper way. And then before we plug that in, we'll just go ahead and get it seated properly. All right, so you'll see that I do not have it clipped down yet, but I do have it seated properly. And what you want to do is just run this little wire into this crevice right here. That's where it's supposed to sit. Then we just go ahead and put that clip back in, like that. And you can see how that clip is being held in, but there's just a little metal tab right there on the side that it kind of wraps around. That's just going to hold it in place for us. So from there, we're just taking the metal male part and the metal female part. Now, the one thing that I do want to note is this is going to be loose from you pulling out the other one. So what I recommend is get a pliers and crimp this so it's nice and firm. You don't want this to come out. If I didn't crimp it, it would just come right out because it's very, very loose. So we're just gonna take a pliers and crimp this down. There we go. That ain't going nowhere. So that one is good. All right, so we got it all tucked in there, plugged in. Let's go ahead and put the cover back on. And there's just two little clips that slide in there. Slide in like that. And we're good, just like that. So we're gonna repeat the same process with the other side. Okay, so that is the easy part, got both of them in. And then we'll just go ahead and hop in the car and I'll show you how to code it so the car doesn't throw any errors when you do put these LEDs in. All right, so just to give you guys an idea of the error you will see. All seems well at first. Uh-oh, right side turn signal malfunction. So, see, we got that gnarly little light up there. So let's go ahead and code that out. So the way that we're gonna do this, same process as usual, plug in your VPEAK adapter into the OBD2 port. Go ahead and fire up Bimmercode. Make sure that you have your series selected, BMW 3 Series M3 E90. That is me. And we're gonna go ahead and connect. So the way that I found this out is I went into E90 Beamer post, I Googled it, and then a bunch of E90 Beamer posts came up, and I found a bunch of people who were doing a few different expert mode codes to basically turn off the checking for the cornering lights and turn off the error message for the cornering lights that would pop up. So I did a combination of things. The cornering lights still work, but I turned off all of the error messages and all of the check controls. So that means the car is no longer checking the cornering lights. Right now we're going into your footwell module from Bimmercode. Basically the way that that works is Bimmercode will put the most popular things that people code on the main page without you having to go into expert mode. This, maybe it just wasn't as popular of a thing for people to code out, or maybe there was some confusion, I don't know. But I had to go into expert mode. So let me first preface this with, if you are not comfortable going into expert mode, I wouldn't do this. I am comfortable going into it, but I feel like this is gonna be a good video to make because I couldn't find any other videos on this subject. I found a lot of people who were having the same issue in the forums, and some people who were trying a series of different codings, but no one really did video evidence of the remedy. So I am here today to show you how I fixed it in my car. So the malfunction I was getting was a right turn signal malfunction. Somehow those things are combined, I don't know. But that was the check I was getting. I could have kept the lights in, like they would have worked fine, but it just would have kept throwing that code, and that's super annoying. No one ever wants to deal with that. So if you look at the check control notifications, you'll see turn signals, fog lights, brake lights, interior lights, right, left fog light, rear fog light, reverse lights. There's nothing in here for cornering lights, and that's what we are working on. So what I had to do was I went into expert mode. The first one is ERRSCH wank, and then L Ignorian, and then the same for the right side. So all we do is, once you're in the footwell module expert mode, we go ERR, we search it, right? And you can see right here, there it is, ERR schwank L Ignorian and ER schwank R Ignorian. Pardon me if my German is not fluent enough for you all. I don't speak German. So I hopped into both of these and I turned them both to active. They were not active. I turned them both to active. So I think what that means is it is ignoring the error code. That's what I'm assuming, because it worked. I turned the L to active and the R to active. So they were both set on not active, switch those both to active. So the next one I coded in was KALTUE underscore FL underscore M2 underscore 6 underscore M1 underscore 04. And it's right here. For that one, we switched over to not active. So it was active before, we switched it over to not active. And then the last one, WARMUE underscore FL underscore M2 underscore 6 underscore M1 underscore 04. Here it is. I set that to not active. And then I went ahead and coded all those together. Once you make those changes, you'll see in the top right that you can code. Obviously mine isn't available to select because I already coded those things. So those are the those four things are the things that I coded into my car to remove the error popping up on my screen. So I no longer have the issue with that error coming about. The cornering lights work fine. I now have the LEDs in. So if you guys are getting that error, I can't promise that you guys are also going to get that error. It might just be my car. I don't know. But I am finding out that a lot of people were also having this issue who switched over to LEDs in their cornering lights. And this was the remedy for me that worked. All right, you guys, so we are in the car, lights are on, and as you see, no errors are coming up. And now I'm gonna get out of the car and show you what the actual cornering lights look like with the LEDs on. All right. So I know it's really loud in here. The car's fan is blowing, it's hot as heck. But those are the LEDs, that's the LED. And as you guys saw, when I turned the wheel, it turned on. So it's a cornering lamp. So obviously if I turn the wheel the other way, the other one will go on. But these just look way better than the halogens. Much nicer. And there's our right side one. Way It took me a while to figure out that that was actually the coding for it. I had to do a lot of research. I had to figure out what exactly was triggering these check errors. The installation is easy. The coding part was kind of a mess. And I think it's just because a lot of people have different experiences and different codes going off and they're trying to obtain different results. So for me, I just kind of had to find a couple of different things and try them out until something worked. But this was the combination that worked for me. Hopefully, if you guys are trying to do this, this combination works for you as well. I just think that the LEDs look way cleaner. You can also code off those cornering lights completely so they just don't work, they aren't operable. I don't mind having them on. For right now, the setup is fine as is. This is as good as it's going to get until I do fully custom headlights. But it's good to kind of know these things because when you do fully custom headlights, you are gonna need to do some coding to make those headlights work with your car. So I will need to be pretty well versed with a lot of this stuff when I actually order and install my new custom headlights, which will happen at some point. Anyways, guys, thank you for bearing with me on this one. It felt like it was a lot to make because I had so much research and investigation to do in order to get this to work with my car. Anyways, guys, like I said, the bulbs are linked down in the description if you guys want to do this to your E90. Also, remember the V-Peak adapter, also linked down below. There's a discount code there for you guys. Use that discount code and it'll save you a little bit of cash. Anyways, if you have made it this far in the video, thank you very much. I appreciate you. Please consider subscribing if you're new here. Comment down below, like this video, and hit that bell notification. Just like that, this video is over. I'm out. Peace.